All right. How do we decide which one of the three ablation processes is good for your foot? Great question. And that's decided when you meet with the doctor. We do have you have an undergo a 2 to 2+ hour evaluation where we do a complete history. When did it all start? How did it all start? What have you done to take care of it? What's worked? What hasn't worked? Where are you at now? Describe the pain level now. A history of the pain problem. Then you take off your shoes and socks and we do a good exam on both feet. Even if you only have pain in one foot, we absolutely examine both feet to do a comparison between the two. And finally, we would do an ultrasound guided nerve ablation test, a nerve test to find out which nerve actually and what part of the nerve is emanating the pain signaling. We can go into more detail about the diagnostic process in another question, but to determine if you've passed that test and we do know that you have a Morton's neuroma nerve issue that you're dealing with, then we would absolutely, the next thing to do would be to talk about, would it be the cryotherapy, the ball of ice, the radio frequency, which is the targeted heat, or alcohol, which is a chemical way of actually performing the ablation. And that decision is based on three things. Basically, the size of the foot involved, the size of any Morton's neuroma that we may or may not see when we're doing the ultrasound examination, and finally, your health history. I'll give you a couple of examples. A woman with a small foot, say a size 5 or size 6 foot, would not be a good candidate for cryotherapy, which is the ball of ice. Because when the ball of ice goes in the skin, into the neuroma in between the toes, if the foot is very tiny, it's very cramped in there. If the foot's tiny, then that ice ball could end up being a little bit too close to the surface of the skin, possibly causing frostbite. Not a good candidate if you have a tiny foot. A second consideration might be your health history. So for instance, if you have a history of Raynaud's disease or some sort of a circulation problem which makes your fingers and toes colder than normal, or you just have a circulation problem in general, then again, cryotherapy might not be the best option for you. So all that to say is that we definitely take into consideration the person sitting in front of us, the size of that foot, the size of the neuroma, and the health history of that person. So that's how the doctor gauges which direction to go in for an ablation. I hope that's helpful. All right, take care. Bye.